Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is season 2, episode 17 of Arrow, entitled Birds of Prey. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, Birds of Prey. Now, this is another one of those episodes that everybody was like super excited about once they heard like the title of it. Like, it's Birds of Prey, guys. Birds of Prey. I'm a big Birds of Prey geek. I love the comic book. I love the characters in the series. So I was super excited about it when I heard about it. And all right, so this episode, it was good, but it was disappointing at the same time in certain things. Certain aspects of this episode were disappointing. All right, first of all, I don't actually think they should have actually titled this Birds of Prey. The reason because in the Birds of Prey, they're a team, they're a group. This is not really a team up type of episode with the ladies who are in the Birds of Prey. This is not actually a team up. So that was disappointing because I thought, oh, the Huntress is coming back. That's cool. She's going to team up with Sarah, who's the Black Canary, and they're going to go kick some butts all over Starling City. That's what I thought was going to happen in this episode, and that's how they promoted it and stuff. Which is, smart on their part, because then you get people to come in and view. That's smart on their part in a marketing standpoint. So I get that part. It's business, so I get that part. But at the same time, this is a comic book show. You're going to be dealing with a lot of comic book geeks and nerds and stuff, and they're going to be pretty pissed off about that situation. So that's my other point. That's my counter attack for that. But so I was disappointed in that aspect of this episode, to where it wasn't a team up. It was just like conflict and stuff between them, and between Huntress and between Oliver and between Black Canary. So that was just a little bit different, and that threw me off. So I was really disappointed in that. Now let's get into, before we get into like the main stuff, let's kind of knock some of the side stuff out the way. Let's go to like the flashback stuff. Now the flashback stuff was really, well, it wasn't really good, but it was good enough. You get just this more of a Slade just really pissed off because he's got Oliver now. He's got Oliver captured. He wants to just torture Oliver till the day's end, until Oliver dies. But he also needs to get off the dang on island. And he tries to get off the island, but he soon realizes that he can't get off the island because when he was fighting Oliver, he broke the generator or whatever in the boat. And then he killed the operator because I guess he was pissed off. So he doesn't have nobody to fix it. So he can't do anything, and he can't leave the island until he gets the boat fixed, or the ship fixed, I'm sorry. So that's when he calls Sarah on like the walkie, and he tells her like, yo, I know you got this other guy who can help me, and I won't kill Oliver if you give me the guy. And that became a little conflict with Sarah and stuff. And I like the aspect of this episode to where it was like, what would you really do for the people you care about, or for the people you love and stuff, for family and stuff like that? How far would you go? And that was a real touching, or not real touching, but that was just real thing that was going on in Sarah's head during the future and from the past tense. So that was really cool to just watch that. And you see just her struggle with that until the guy that Slade was looking for was acting like a dick, and he was like, I don't want to go, and he starts pointing the gun, so he had to go. So that was really cool. So we're done with the flashback stuff. Now I think probably my favorite part of this episode it didn't really have to do with the Birds of Prey and that whole aspect. It had to do really more with Roy and his issues with Thea, and how that's all transpiring, because Roy still has the miracle in his system, and he still gets he still gets a little too hawked up sometimes, and he gets too over excited. And that's when Oliver has to kind of step in and say, okay, I know you're working on it, but at the same time, I need you to break up with my sister because you're a danger to her. And I like that because when he tries to break up with Thea, she's like, "No, you're not breaking up with me," and that was just a really good moment for Thea. And I really like Thea. She's probably my second, maybe third favorite because now that you brought Sarah into the mix, it goes. Sarah's probably my second, and then Thea. So yeah, and then Felicity is obviously first. But yeah, it was just a great moment for her to kind of just tell Roy and kind of put Roy in this place. Like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, and that's not going to work. You're not just going to leave me because you have like issues going on and stuff. Like, I'm your girl, so we can go through this together. So I like that about Thea, that she was trying to stand her ground. And what was still good about this episode, or their part of, or their side story in this episode, and what was my favorite part, is when Roy has to force himself to hook up with another girl so Thea can see, and then so Thea can actually break up with him. And but was just, it wasn't even just that part. It was the fact that Thea understood when she was talking to Oliver that, yeah, I knew he only did that just for me to break up with him. But she's just more upset. She's not even upset about that because she knows why he did that. But she's more upset with the fact that everybody's just lying to her. Nobody wants to tell Thea the truth, and that's what's really hurting her, and that's what she can't really stand. That nobody really wants to tell Thea what's really going on, and she can only feel that Oliver's the only person that's telling her the truth, because she even feels that with her mother, that her mother's not telling the truth, and her mother's keeping things from her. But it was crushing me when she was talking to Oliver. It's like, yeah, you're the only person that won't lie to me, and Oliver is like lying to her at the same time. Like, I don't know what's wrong with mom's issues. I don't know why. What's up with Roy? And he's lying to her too, and that just breaks my heart because that's gonna come back and bite everybody in the ass when she finds out what's really going on. And you have that end scene when she's just walking, and now Slade picks her up and stuff because she's walking by herself. So that's gonna play a big factor in the probably the upcoming weeks, because I feel like Slade's gonna be the one to just break it to her, like, yo, Oliver's Green Arrow. Oliver knows this. Oliver knows that. Oh, and by the way, your dad's Merlin. So yeah, I think she's gonna find all that out because of Slade, and that's how Slade's gonna slowly break apart Oliver's life by going after his family, starting with Thea. So I'm super excited for that to all play out. Now, getting into like just the main aspect of this episode, what we all really came here to like watch this episode for was the whole Birds of Prey. And you have Huntress. She's back in town because her dad's like going on trial. She's just desperately trying to kill her dad, so she can just get her revenge out the way for her dad killing her husband. And you have Oliver and you have Sarah. They're trying to, or mostly Oliver. He's trying to just like, yo, sir, I don't want you to kill her because I failed her. And Oliver still holds that to himself, that he failed her because he couldn't get to her at the earliest stage of his career. Because he made a good point towards the end that he was trying to help her at the same time and try to teach her not to kill, but he was doing the exact same thing. So it didn't work out. So he failed her. So he's just trying to get everybody to understand that it's some good in her, but we all know that you can't fix what's broken like that. Like she's just a damaged soul. So that was really cool to see. But like I said, what just threw me off and what was just really upsetting is I wanted to see these girls like team up and kick some male butt. They had a great fight scene, and I actually like the Huntress more now because season 1 she was awful. Like, I didn't, if you go back to my reviews, she was awful. I did not like her at all in season 1. I thought her acting was terrible. I thought her fights were clunky, and it didn't look right, and it was just, she had weird dialogue that I didn't like. This episode kind of redeemed her. She was a great villain in this episode. She was, you understood, you felt for her. She had good lines. Her fighting was a lot better. It wasn't better than Sarah's, because when you fight Sarah, like the girl who plays Black Canary now, she does her own stunts. And I've seen YouTube videos and that she does it for real. She's the real deal. So she doesn't stand toe to toe to her, but she did a lot better, and her acting got a lot better. So it was super enjoyable for me to watch her in this episode. So I'm glad that they kind of fixed that up. I was really, really glad. So that was super good. But you know, overall, this episode, it was good. Laura was actually pretty dang on good. The only thing I didn't like about Laura, which was probably my second thing I didn't like about this, is when she's with Sarah or the Black Canary and she doesn't recognize her. I know the wig's on and stuff, and she's kind of in shape, but you're like 2 feet in front of her, babe. You know, you should know that that's your sister. Like, I don't, like, what, Laura's like 25, 28, something like that, maybe 29. You known your sister all this time for this long. You should know who she is 2 feet in front of you. I know my brother. If he's got an afro, if he's got a bald head, if he's a blonde, if he's a white man, I would know that's my brother if he's 2 feet in front of me. I don't care what kind of voice he has. So I don't like that. That was one thing I didn't like, because we're now getting to the point with her character that we're actually redeeming her. We're actually redeeming Laura, and she's actually becoming a likable character. So for them to kind of dumb her down with that was really upsetting me, because I'm now getting to the point to where I'm actually liking her now. She's actually not that bad. She's still not my favorite character, but she's getting better and better each episode. So I just felt like they should just nipped it in the bud and just have Sarah like reveal like who she really is to Laura. Don't dumb her down when she's supposed to be like this lawyer type person. Don't dumb her down when her sister's like 2 feet in front of you. So I thought that was just bad writing, and I just felt like they should have just nipped it in the bud and said, "Yo, I'm the Black Canary. I'm your sister Laura. There, just knock that out." That's what should have happened. That's just my opinion. Overall, it was still a good episode. Just minor flaws that I didn't like, that I felt like they should have did better on, and the writing should have been better with certain things. But still a pretty good episode. It got the plot moving. It's got me excited for the whole Slay thing with what's her name. So I'm super excited about that. So what you guys think about this episode? Please like this video, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought. If you play like games and stuff, I just got my PS4 camera. I've been doing live gaming shows and stuff like that on Twitch. So you can follow me on Twitch. I put it down there. So I'm super excited. I've been playing Infamous, DC Universe Online, you know, just stuff like that. So I got the camera now. I got my headset, so I can talk to you guys like on my PlayStation 4 at the same time while I'm playing. So I'm about to do that right now after this thing uploads. So as soon as it uploads, if you want to watch the Cirque Show 24/7, play some video games and suck at it, go do that. And as always, this is Cirque Show 24/7. Be easy.